Hello students. So today we'll continue our discussion on lesson 1, that is the computer system. So today we'll discuss about the functions of a computer. What functions of a computer? So as you can see, there are only 4 basic functions of the computer. First is the input, means anyhow computer with the help of the different devices, computers take the input. Second function is the processing. This task is done by the processor CPU of the computer. Third is the storage and retrieval. It stores the information data in the computer, and in the future if you want to access that information, means you can retrieve. That is called the retrieval. Retrieval means to access the stored information in the computer. Fourth one is the output, to display the result after processing. What the result the processor will calculate, that we want to display, or that we want to take out the printout, or that we want to send to other person. So all these things is does by the computer is called the output. Okay. So now we'll discuss each thing in detail. First is the input. So every computer accepts the data given by the user with the help of the keyboard, mouse, with the help of the scanner. With the help of the scanner, we are giving the scanned image of the book, scanned image of the notebook, or scanned image of any photo. We are giving as input to the computer. With the help of the keyboard, we are giving the text data, that is the input. With the help of the mouse, we are giving the input as a that input is called the event. So single click, double click, and dragging of the mouse pointer, all that are called the events. So whatever the events we are giving generating, that is given to the computer as a input, means CPU, to the CPU. Second is the processing. So whatever the input we give to the computer, so the CPU of the computer, which is also called the brain of the computer, that CPU processes the given sets of inputs. So all that inputs is given to the computer in the form of the instructions, and that providing the input as a instruction to the computer is done by the operating system, which is called the system software of the computer. So that system software manages the input and divides that input into the small size of the instructions, and that instructions is given to the processor. Next is the stores the data, that is the storage. In the computer there is the hard disk. Inside the computer there is a hard disk, which is called the permanent memory or secondary memory. So our data and the results, both our input and the data, both are saved in the computer hard disk. Next is the output, gives the desired result. After processing, what the CPU gets the result, that is also saved and stored in the memory, and also displayed over the screen of the computer, which is called the monitor. So get the desired means we get the desired result according to our requirements on the display. So a computer can accept the inputs given by the user. That input can be in the form of the instructions or the data, and that instructions given to the computer to operate on the data. It could be a single command to do a task, or a set of instructions to perform a series of steps, and these sets of instructions called a program. So sometimes also we write the program, as in Python we learn how to write a code. Any software we are opening on the computer, so that software is a set of program, and that program contains a set of instructions. So whenever we are opening a software, so that software, that program which contains the instructions is executed step by step. So the processing, the process of converting the organized data into the meaningful information. So whatever the data input we are giving to the computer, that is called the raw facts and data, and after processing that data, raw data converted into the information. So after processing, input data is converted into the information according to the user's instruction, that is called the processing or processed data. Means information is also called the processed data. Storage and retrieval. Input is stored in the memory of the computer. It can be retrieved, means we can access that stored information from the computer whenever we require. Output, the final result or the output available to the user either on the monitor as a soft copy or as a printout which is also called the hard copy as a output. So we can take the result or printout, which is called the hard copy. Okay. So here in the book, one scenario is given that is compared with our daily life, what the input, what the process, and what the output. So as you can see, first example, a car running on road is a situation. So a car running on road, what is the input in that car? In the car we are giving the input as a petrol or diesel. So petrol and diesel with which the car is running, that is the input to the car. Process, so in the engine of the car is the processor, and that engine starts working with the help of the diesel and petrol. Output, so as the output of the engine, when the engine starts working with the help of the fuel, with the help of the diesel and petrol, what output you are going to get from that car? Car starts running, car starts moving. Okay. Second scenario is given, call a person on phone. We are calling a person on phone. So what is the input? We are dialing the telephone number of a person on the phone, that is the input. Now what is the process? Establishment of connection and ringing of a bell. So whenever we dial a number from our mobile, so it starts, mobile starts making the establishing the connection with that person, with that person's mobile, and a ringing bell will start after the connection. That is the process. Output, communication between two people. Now after this process, the communication between the two persons starts. Third is the withdrawal of the money from the ATMs. Another example. Here the input is the insertion of the ATM card. We insert our ATM card to the ATM machine. That is the input. And processing of card in the ATM machine. The processor of the ATM process that ATM card. It verifies that ATM's your ID, PIN number, that the person who has inserted the ATM card is the genuine person, authorized person or not. And output is the what? Collection of the money. So you give the input to the ATM machine that you want to withdraw 2000 rupees. So after processing, it will check your balance, that if you have enough balance to withdraw the 2000 rupees or not. If you have the enough balance in your account, so as a output the ATM will dispense the 2000 rupees cash. Okay, next topic is the basic organization of a computer. So how the computers are made, what are the different parts of the computer. So a computer system basically has three main parts: input unit, CPU, and output unit. So three different parts of the computer have: input unit, processing unit, and the output unit. Input unit are the input devices that we have discussed: the keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick. All these are the input devices. So the input unit is formed by attaching one or more input devices to a computer. So in a computer, one or more keyboard, mouse, all are the input devices only are connected to the computer. A user inputs data and instructions. User gives input data with the help of the input devices only, like the keyboard, mouse, etc. The input unit is used to provide the data to the processor for further processing. Yes, so with the help of the input unit only we provide the data to the CPU for processing. Next is the central processing unit. Processing unit is called the CPU. CPU is the main unit of a computer, which is also called the brain of the computer. It controls all the internal and external devices of a computer. So all the devices which is attached to the computer is controlled by the CPU, either internal devices or external devices, both. So CPU performs the arithmetic and logical operations. CPU is very small and it is also called a microprocessor. So a microprocessor is a type of the IC which is called the integrated circuit, built on a tiny piece of silicon. So this integrated circuit built on a tiny piece of the silicon which is called the motherboard. A microprocessor chip contains millions of transistors. So this microprocessor contains millions of transistors, and these transistors only store the information and does the logical and arithmetic operations. So microprocessor chip contains the millions of transistors, and when you do your engineering in the computer in the graduation, then you will learn about the different types of the transistor, different types of the technology which is used for the storage in the computer. Okay, so all these transistors are the hardwares. So the transistors work together. So basically you understand transistor is a storage. So what does it store transistor? The transistor will store the voltage, current only, charge only. So the transistors work together to store and manipulate data so that the microprocessor can perform a wide variety of the function. So these transistors store the data so that the processor, means CPU, can do the variety of the function, do the addition operation, do the subtraction operations, arithmetic and logical operations will be performed only when the CPU will store that data, then only it will perform. So the speed of the CPU is determined in the number of instructions executed per second. That is called the speed of the CPU, which is measured in the megahertz. So the speed of the CPU is measured in megahertz, MHz. That is called the MHz, megahertz. Frequency. Hertz is the frequency, MHz, megahertz. So the frequency of the computer is the number of instructions executed by the processor in 1 second. That is called its speed. That is the frequency. Megahertz. Mega means 10 to the power 6. 10 to the power 6 means 10 lakh. If a computer in 1 second executing 10 lakh instructions per second, that is called the megahertz. Output unit. Output unit is formed by attaching the output devices to a computer, and the output unit of the computer accepts the information from the processor CPU. So CPU gives the result to the output unit, that is the maybe the monitor, maybe the printer. So the commonly used output devices are the video, which is called the visual display unit, or monitor, printer, speaker. All these are the output units. So in the book you can see here some units, some parts of the human body are given and that are compared with the computer. So see the computer component input unit. So in the computer the input unit is what? Keyboard, mouse. In the human being the input is received through the 5 sense organs, eyes, nose, ear, mouth, etc. Memory unit in computer, data instructions are stored in the memory storage devices, that is in the hard disk. And the human being, brain is used for the storage purpose. ALU, arithmetic logic unit. Arithmetic and logical operations on data is performed by the ALU unit of the processor, and arithmetic and logical operation on data are performed by the brain of the human. Control unit. So CU, control unit of the CPU, controls the functioning of all the components of the computer. Similarly, the brain controls the functioning of a body. All the different parts of the body is controlled by the brain only. Next is the output unit. After processing, the output is displayed on the monitor, and the output is the form of soft copy or hard copy. Here in the human being, output is in the form of the voice, actions and etc. So if I am speaking, I am delivering the lecture, so that is the output. So diagram is given, basic organization of computer, so that you practice at your home. If such type of question is asked, so describe the basic organization of a computer, so don't forget to draw this such type of the diagram. So next is the CPU and its component. This we will discuss in the next class about the CPU and its component, like the memory unit, arithmetical logical unit and the control unit. The 3 different units of the CPU we will discuss in detail in the next class. So this is all for the today students. Thank you for your kind attention.